in my family, the girls, they would play house, and sometimes they would want the guys to come in and play house with them, and you couldn't convince these girls that they weren't mothers and nurturers and wives. You couldn't convince them that they weren't that at these young ages. Hey, what up, fam? It's that man, Taj, the rapping detailer, and I'm back at you once again with another video. So listen, in today's video, we are going to be talking about visualization and turning back on your imagination. Because usually what happens is, as we grow older and into adulthood, after we graduate high school or figure out what we are going to do to get money, the money path alters how we were interacting when we were kids, right? You see, when we were kids, we would do things like play games, and in my family, the girls, they would play house, and sometimes they would want the guys to come in and play house with them, and you couldn't convince these girls that they weren't mothers and nurturers and wives. You couldn't convince them that they weren't that at these young ages. And with the guys, me and my friends, what we used to do, we used to play wrestling, a lot. We would play, we would pick characters. I would usually be like the Undertaker or, some cool ass wrestler, and the other friend would pick his character, and sometimes it would be like a battle royal, and we would all pick characters, and we would just go at it, wrestling, slamming each other, putting each other in moves and holds, and there would be a winner, because we would really be like fighting. Like, it would be a fight to the death, a fight to the win, you feel me? And you couldn't convince us that we weren't these characters. And a lot of times when we grow up, life alters our path, because we end up seeking validation. We end up seeking, when you get in high school, you think you're cool, and for the guys want to attract the girls. They want to get out here and dress fly, and they want to be popular, and the girls, they want to be popular too, so they do things for their friends so that they can appear in a hierarchy of the social life. Right? And what this does, this validation, when we seek this validation, it messes with our mind. Our imagination tends to go away, or I should say our identity starts to alter into something that is not really us. It's more something that we're doing so that we can get approval from other people. And when we start to seek this approval, we'll start to take different paths with our jobs, with our careers, things that'll please our parents, things that'll please our friends. And a lot of times what you'll notice is, when you get into your late 20s and 30s, a lot of times we're not friends with these people who we grew up with, or we have different relationships now. We'll dive into relationships with different significant others, and then you start to have kids, and things start to happen. So what really occurs is, as we grow up, most people are in lackluster relationships. They're in lackluster 9-to-5 jobs, and these things start to wear on us, and eventually we'll get rid of our imaginations, because we gotta pay the bills, right? The bills gotta be paid, so we end up chasing the money instead of chasing our dreams. So what I'm trying to do is help you to get back to that childlike state, the childlike state when you had your imagination booming, where nobody could tell you anything but maybe put you in timeout because you're playing too much, right? So listen, I'm here to help you to use your imagination again and understand that spirit, shout out to my guy Brett, spirit is more powerful than matter. You know, they say mind over matter. It's something going on when we start to internalize things. Like they were saying that the guy Heath Ledger, when he internalized the Joker, it kind of led to his demise because he couldn't get off of the Joker. So I want you to think about that. Think about a character who you want to be. You know, let's bring it back to topic. Visualization, using your imagination. What I want you to do is think about the big figures, the characters that you might look up to, the Kim Kardashians, the Cardi B's, the Taylor Swifts. Think about all of these people, the Dwayne Rock Johnsons, the Kevin Harts, the Will Smiths, if you want to increase your boxing technique. No, I'm just joking. But listen, think about these guys. A lot of these people, they once imagined themselves to be these big mega stars that they are. A lot of them came from dire situations or poor situations, and then some of them came from situations where their parents were scholars and educators, and they guided their paths and which opened doors for them. I just want you to know that just because you come from a certain background, that doesn't doom you to a certain future. I made a video recently called The Power of the Numbers 111. 1111. And in that video, I explained how you can use the power of your mind in order to go wherever you want to go. You can use the power of your mind in order to get whatever you want to get, because it's all about being. It's all about being in the now. It's all about the power of right now. Your past does not matter. You might have been through some dire situations, but you're here now. You're not that person anymore. A lot of times we commit these acts in the past and then we identify with them and take them into the future. That's not who we are right now, because you're wiser now. You got to understand who you are now. You feel me? So I want you to take a piece of paper, and I did this about 10 years ago. Write down 100 things that you want to accomplish in your life. I remember I did this, and maybe like 5 or 6 years later, I looked at that sheet and I knocked out a lot of those things that I wanted to accomplish in my life. This contributes to the power of visualization, because what you're going to do, and if you're serious, I should say, what you're going to do is you're going to start to focus on these things. Where your mind goes, your ass will follow. You feel me? Where everything starts here. Everything is in your spirit. We think that we're this outside world. Nah, it's mind over matter. I don't mind and you don't matter. You feel me? Well, I would imagine that we're on the same path. We're all spiritual beings. We're all seeking consciousness. We're all seeking God. You can call God whatever you want, your higher power, your Jesus, your Buddha, your Muhammad, whatever you want to call it. But it's all a higher power, a higher consciousness, a higher form of knowing, a higher form of being. You feel me? So once you take this list and you write out things that you want, you're putting it out into the universe, into the world, saying that this is what I want to do. This is who I want to be. A lot of times we get lost in the sauce. We start to stack on all of these responsibilities unconsciously, because we're out here just having fun. We're out here just partying it up. We're out here numbing our senses, whether it's with drugs, whether it's with alcohol, whether it's with food, whether it's just with things that are destructive, and these destructive things can put us in cycles, and alter our path. But my suggestion to bring all of this visualization into fruition is to write the list, or you can make a vision board. Okay, they say there used to be a saying that if you can see it, you believe it. But over time, we're starting to realize that once you believe it, then you can see it. And you can take that another way. If you can see it in your mind, right, then you can believe it. Then you can achieve it, right? So it's all about you seeing it in your head and seeing it, internalizing it first, right? Internalizing your I ams. You got to tell the world who you are. Don't let the world tell you who you are. You feel me? It's too much of that going on. So I would do things like not fall asleep on my phone, not fall asleep on social media, not wake up to social media, unless you're going to wake up to like channels that are empowering, channels that are more helping you to get to your goals. Because like I said, where your mind goes, your ass will follow. Whatever you focus on, that's what you're going to get more of. A lot of times we are looking for things and we can't find what we're looking for because our focus isn't right. You're not attracting it because you're not that yet. So we got to get our focus right. We got to fix our identity so we can be aware of more opportunities. It's all about the internal and not the external, because once you get the inside right, then you're going to attract whatever you want. But a lot of us want who we're not. A lot of us want things and we are not that. And it doesn't work that way. Like attracts like. Get to a place where it's just peace and quiet, where you're all alone and no distractions are happening. And then you gotta either read your list or read your I ams, and then you have to work it every day until you internalize this, and then it pops up. You'll turn the corner and it's right there. You'll blink and it's right there. Don't be trying to micromanage. Don't be trying to be like, oh, I am a CEO of such and such company, and then you get upset when it doesn't happen in 24 hours, and you get upset when it doesn't happen right away. Because once you get upset, then that's your new awareness. So you have to be aware. Like I heard somebody do this analogy that if somebody told you that you got $1 million coming to you, and then they send you the check, and then you get the check, and then you deposit the check, and then it's pending, right? That's how you have to treat the I ams and the visualization. Once you speak it, once you think it, you have to know that it's pending and it's coming. You just got to wait to receive it. That's it. So yeah, this video is getting a little lengthy. Hey fam, just remember that being prepared eliminates fear, and being aware makes everything clear. If you're seeing your angel numbers, I will link the playlist. I have videos of 555, 111, 444, and 1111. Check that out, and y'all have a fantastic day. Peace.